Good afternoon, everybody. A very, very good afternoon to each and every one of you. What a blessing to be here together again. What a gift from God to have the privilege to have another day. Um, we are live again on TeenVersations, having a TeenVersation with another intriguing young lady, having a TeenVersation with another a beautiful woman who has shown us that it is possible to do great things. A woman who has, I marvel whenever I think about Joy. And I'll bring her up in a jiffy. But she's such an amazing woman, and she does all these things with grace and with such humility. But I have for you today, Sis Joy Sisanda Roxo, a very loving and kind person. In fact, I got to know Joy a few years ago, when I got into running, and she had just started off. I just started off, but I soon learned to buy this girl. Whenever she gets into something, she's not about to play. Come rain, come sunshine, come winter, come Alice, she would be there. And I remember, I wonder if she actually still has a picture. She had a picture, yeah, here with a little bit more weight on, that she would always show as motivation. And then her picture now, and now she's a runner. In fact, at some point, I can't remember what she would say when she would be running slow, yeah, but the Sasa pace. And now I watch her and I watch how she runs and how she does things that are amazing. And I marvel at how this woman is, and I really have used I marvel quite a lot because she's really done great things. So I'm bringing her to you today. I'm bringing her today to talk about her career, to talk about where she's been, how she's been, to talk about the things that made her who she is, and if any of us, or if any of our children want to get into construction, if you want to get into building, anything that has to do with buildings and construction, and anything that really, if you're interested in how these things work and what career is there for you, please sit and watch, and send questions through via Facebook, send questions through via YouTube, but send your questions through. Even if there's 3-4 of you that are going to sit around, the one device, it's perfect. But send your questions through. We have gotten some questions from young people, and so I'll be asking those questions today. But more than anything, we want to know about the woman behind the career. We want to know about who she is, what she has done, what has motivated her, and basically to say to us, it's possible. It's possible, African child. It's possible, young woman. It's possible for you to do the impossible. The question that you're asking, who are we? We are TeenVersations. We are a ministry that is dedicated to bettering the lives of young people, having conversation with young people. We are about meeting the needs of young people whenever possible, wherever possible, just to give young people a platform where they can converse, a platform where they can, talk about things that matter to them. In a few weeks' time, we'll be having a debate between young people, and we'll obviously have a few adults as well to weigh in on what they think about certain issues. In next month, we are having gentlemen who will be bringing careers that gentlemen do. We've got a pilot lined up. We've got a few things that we see and we believe as TeenVersations are some of the things that young people need to equip them for the future ahead. Without wasting any more time, I'm going to bring my guest to the studio. Hello, Sis Sisanda. Hello, Sis Joy. You are now live with us. Welcome to TeenVersations, and we are so happy to have you with us. We are honored that you said yes. And I can see Usipo is actually speaking. Sis Joy has got a bird. What is your bird, Kanene? Susan, what bird do you have?
Hi, Zandile.
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Oh, yes, I can hear you. What is your question again?
We can hear you.
Oh, okay. I'm having trouble with the network. I barely heard your
Oh,
introduction, to be quite honest with you.
okay.
So, yeah, I didn't get your last question. Oh, and thank you for having me.
You are welcome, but as long as we are back on now again. No, I was saying, Guti, you've got a bird that is there. Yo,
Yes, yes.
what bird do you
His name
have?
is Sipo, and he's already making
Yes.
noise. I've locked the
What bird
door
do
so
you
that
have?
he doesn't interrupt me. His name is Sipo, and he's turning 2 years next month.
Oh, he's such a cute bird that loves attention. I think it's a parrot, ne? You've got a parrot bird. And Joy, our connection is bad. I
I
think,
can barely hear you.
yeah, we can actually hear you loud and clear. I think it's your side. Um, do you want to check without earphones if you'll be able to hear me, or is it just the connection?
Okay, Zandile, I don't know. Maybe I can try and connect using my cell phone rather. But it's in
Okay.
the same network though. I'm not sure if it's gonna help, but
Mm.
I can barely hear you, like barely.
Okay, because we can hear you low. So let's see
So you
if you
can hear
try
me clearly.
loud and clear. Loud
Gosh, I
and clear.
wonder.
Okay. Let's try.
Or are you suggesting that? Uh,
Let's carry on. Let's carry on for now. And then let's see if you still can't hear me later on, then let's see what we do. Okay. Let you talk, and then let's see how we carry on from there because we can hear you. So just let me know if you can hear my question. Can you hear my question? Can you hear me?
okay, okay. You might just have to repeat your questions, and then if you can hear me clearly, then it's fine. We can shoot.
Okay, perfect. So, my first question, not to put you, because this is really a conversation between you and I. So, the first question that I want to ask, the young people wanted to ask you is, please tell us about yourself. Who are you? If somebody is talking about Sisanda, who is she? How would you like to be known? How would you like to be remembered? What makes you who you are?
Okay. Hello, everyone. Once again, thanks, Zandile, for this opportunity. My name is Sisanda Joy Roxo. I was born and bred from Eguguletu, small township in Cape Town, and I went to school there. I'm from a family of seven. Very fortunate that all my seven siblings are still alive and we are as close. And I have one daughter and Usipo, my parrot, which is my beautiful pet. And yeah, and I went to school in Goods, and then from there I went to CPUT. No, before CPUT actually. After finishing my matric, I know that I've always wanted to be in the engineering sector. I believe that I got the motivation from my brother, whom is a mechanical engineer. And I actually wanted to be a mechanical engineer. And then one school day when we went for career exhibition at CPUT, I came across this beautiful course that I've never even heard of it before. Architecture. What is architecture? Like it just draw my attention. And I went to learn more about it. What is it? Yeah, and then from there, because I did not apply on time at CPUT, I then went to Rosebank College, and I looked something similar to architecture because I was actually fascinated by the designs and yeah, the portraits, the models that were done there and presented on there. And then I studied construction engineering in Rosebank College. That was back in 2002. I did the 1 year course there, and I passed, I graduated. It was a 12 months course. Those short courses. And then I was under the impression that, okay, I will find a job and work. And then there was this company, Magwaga Architects. The founder and the owner is from Kukuletu. I went to him, I consulted with him, and then I told him that I've actually studied construction and engineering drafting. And then he said, yeah, it's good, hey, but it's only a basic. You will need to go to university to do a full diploma or degree in architecture for me to give you a job. However, if you are willing to go there to go and study, I'm even going to pay your studies because we have so few ladies interested in studying architecture. And then I then applied at CPUT. I took a break, a year break, 2003. I assisted my mom at home. My mom was she's a very strong woman. She baked, she was selling food, selling fruits. So I helped her at home, and then I realized, you know what? I need to go and study. I need to, because I am not going to do this for the rest of my life. I applied at CPUT for architecture and architectural technology, and I got accepted. 2004, I did my first year. So basically, the one that I studied in Rosebank College, it was just more like a basic, like an introduction. It was really nothing much that I could take on to go and find a work with that certificate. So I studied architectural technology, 2003, 2004, 5, and 6. I finished my diploma. After my graduation, I was so fortunate that on my third year, I got a bursary from the Department of Public Works. So when you get a bursary, you are then assured that you will get, they will give you a job, and then you need to reimburse the bursary. So I was so fortunate that after my diploma, I went and worked as a technician, architectural technician at the Department of Public Works. And I was meant to work there for only a year because they only gave me a bursary for 1 year. And within that year, there were posts that were.
I know Sisanda is having problems with her network. I see we are losing her again. So forgive us for this. So I'm hoping she will be back again to kind of finish off her story. But I think, from her story, as she's trying to connect, from her story, I think you and I can almost see. If she's talking about her initial undergraduate degree, that was a foundation course, basically a 1 year course. I think you and I can see that it was not a short road. It's not a road that you think, I want to be in construction, like I said earlier on, or if I want to be an architect, or if I want to be an engineer. It's not going to happen overnight. It is a road that one needs to travel. It's a road that is going to take time. So I think as we wait for her to come back, I hope you got that from the story. And there, I think we've got her back again. Hi, Sanda. we've got you back again. It's okay. We understand this connection thing. But I just want us to pick up from where, because you kind of you were cut off. As you're talking about your journey, as you're talking about the different things that you've studied, I just want to highlight, I think for me, what is standing out initially is that the first year, that 1 year, it sounds like it was a bridging course. Let me put it like that, without you even realizing that it's a bridging course. Did you at some point feel demotivated because I had gone and wasted my, when that gentleman told you that for that one was just, did it demotivate you? Did you feel, maybe I must just do something else, or maybe I must find a job that's going, did it ever demotivate you, or were you so determined to reach your goal and be better that didn't mean anything? You can't hear me.
Get your question. I didn't get your question. It was not clear.
Okay, so I'm asking that year that you spent, as a bridging course, with that course that you did, where did you feel demotivated after that? Were you demotivated because that course
I
wasn't
did.
taught?
I did. I did. I felt so demotivated because I was under the impression that because it was a lot of money and my dad was paying for my fees, and I actually promised him that I'm going to find a job after this year and then I will work and refund you, because it was actually a lot of money. It actually costs not to apply in a proper university. And I remember the time that the college had just started operating, and it was even changing names to Rosebank College than before. So it was a lot of money, and I felt so bad. And hence, I didn't even start. I took a year break assisting my mom with her businesses. I was demotivated. But with Utatu Magwaka, when he spoke with me, and he actually said, we don't have females in this industry.
Yes,
I would even pay, because I even told him that my dad has actually wasted a lot of money for you not to recognize this certificate. And he said, I would even pay for your fees for you to go and study a proper architectural course.
I hear you. Thank you so much. So basically, what then kept you going is somebody else stepping in. Was Udadu Magwaga actually saying, Uguti, listen, don't lose hope, because
Yes.
where you are headed is it's the right direction. You're going the right direction, because there's not enough females in the field. So he basically said to you, even though it looks like it's not, it looks like it's sad for you, or it looks like it was a waste. Yes, it looks like it was a waste, but it's not a waste, because there's so many opportunities available, because there's not enough young people. All right. And I think at that point, I would like to actually say, even to our young gentlemen, that there's so many opportunities that are out there, that you shouldn't close yourself up to those opportunities. And if you believe in something, if you really dare go after something and ask and look for opportunities, there will be people who are able to show you the way. And I think that's why, I think it was Unique last week, she highlighted the value of mentors. Having mentors to be there for you.
I've lost you.
I think
I've lost you somewhere.
Is it? Joy's connection is not so good.
It is not. It is not.
Okay. I think
It's
we might
really
end
so
a bit early and see if we need to let's see what we're gonna do. But while I still have you, if we get cut off again, then we'll just have to call that. Can you tell us basically what is your current role like? If you can give us a highlight of your role. What do you do? What makes you get up in the morning about that role? What ooh, I think she's cutting again. She's cutting again, which is a challenge. Okay, I'm going to add to stream. Okay, you are here now. Is that fine? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay, perfect. So I don't know if you were getting my question. I was asking you, what is your current role like? Like, what makes you get up in the morning? What makes you want to go to work, basically?
Okay. So as I was saying, so I worked as an architectural technologist for the city of Cape Town after the department for like 7 years. So basically, then my job was to design. I was in the office designing plans, and yeah, I was basically in the office and would only go once in a while to site to go and check because there were building inspectors that were actually appointed to the risks during construction. And then I then realized, no, man, I want to be out there. As much as I enjoy designing and doing drawings, but I want to be out there. I want to see exactly, I want to see the details on site if they've been there as per the plans. And then I applied for a job at the NHBRC, where I'm currently working now, as a building inspector. So I actually shifted and moved completely away from sitting behind a drawing board and a laptop, busy with drawings. And I am out there on site regulating the builders. So basically, currently I'm a building inspector. So what we do, we ensure that all the new construction that is happening is meeting the standard regulations, right? So we are more like law enforcers out on the building industry. So when the builders see me on site, they know that, oh my goodness, the ground is shaking. Joy is here now. We're not going to rest. So that's what
Things
we
must
do.
happen. Things must happen.
Yes, yes. We actually need to check for evidence if the current structure is being constructed thoroughly. There's not going to be damages. There's not going to be structural cracks in the long run. I mean, no one wants to buy a house that will end up collapsing in a few years' time.
It's
So
true.
yeah,
That's
so we
true.
are actually I'm actually in that industry where now I get to check construction from site clearance up to completion.
Yo, that sounds complicated. That's a lot of responsibility for a young lady. How long have you been doing this now?
Okay, I lost you. What's the question,
How
please?
long have you been doing it? How long? How long has it been since
Okay,
you've been?
I've been in the industry for 14 years. The construction industry as a whole for 14 years, but I've been a building inspector for 8 years now. 7 years, yeah, 7 years
All right.
as the
Oh,
building
that's a lot.
inspector.
Okay. All right. But now, one of the questions that a young person asked me to kind of ask you is your typical week. What does your typical week look like? And what is so exciting about your week? Do you have a favorite day? Do for somebody who wants to get into the industry where you are?
I always look forward to a Monday.
Okay.
I love my job,
It's a
and
first.
I always look forward. um, so what I do in the week, I get up in the morning and depend.
I must not drink water again. Every time I drink water, we somehow end up losing joy. I don't know. I think we're going to really, I don't know. You guys must tell me what I need to do. Send me a message. Should we try another day? What do you think we should do? But I see she's back again. There we go. There we go again. Thank you for coming back to us. Thank you. Can you hear me, Joy? Joy, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. All right. Sorry about your connection issues. But you were just telling us about your week. So you're saying you look
Yes.
forward to a Monday.
Yeah. I always look forward to a Monday. I get up early in the morning and go for my run. And
Mm,
when your body is fresh, when your
yeah.
physique is in shape, when your
Mm,
mind is in place, your thick
sharp.
skin grows.
Uh, uh,
So
mm,
there's nothing that can come in your way.
mm, mm,
So
mm,
I wake up, I go for my run, and then I go drop my daughter at school, and then
mm,
my day starts.
mm,
I'm
mm,
fresh. I'm ready to face the builders.
mm,
In this industry, there's very, very few women in this, and
mm,
we
mm.
get so intimidated. So when I am so fresh and
Yeah.
my skin is thick and my
Mm.
confidence is in place,
Good point.
then you
I
can
hear
bring
you.
it on. You can
Mm,
come and tell me that I've been building for 25 years. I've been in this industry for 40 years. You can't come and tell me that this is
mm,
wrong.
mm. Yeah.
So yeah. So it's
Oh.
my kind of week that I deal with.
Mm, mm,
Unfortunately, in this industry, it's male dominant.
mm, mm, mm.
And right now, there's builders that have been in the industry really for 40 years.
Mm,
And
mm,
they
mm.
would tell you all sorts of experiences and that they
Yeah.
have built so many houses and. But then
Mm.
you look at the kind of work they're doing, you're like, but you need me here. You know,
Uyandidinga.
you know, you need me.
Don't come
You
tell me.
you
I
you
hear
really need
you.
me.
Mm, mm,
So
mm,
yeah, I enjoy it as much
mm.
as it's got its own challenges. It needs
Yeah.
one to be very strong. It
Mm,
needs
mm,
one to believe. You need to believe in yourself.
mm,
You
mm,
need to
mm.
grow your understanding in the field. You need to be able to handle conflict. I'm
Mm.
actually lucky. I'm actually glad now because a lot of black companies are coming into the industry. However, previously it was also white dominant, and the racist back in the
Mm, mm,
day where you
mm.
come to a builder, you are black, you are female, you look young. I may look young, but I'm not young. And then they would come and tell you,
There's
they would
nothing
come and
not
tell
young
you
about
that
you.
no, no, I
Mm, you
haven't.
are
I'm
very much
tiny.
not young. You are very
So
much
yeah,
young. Mm,
but yeah, it's exciting. I always learn every day. I
mm,
always get
mm,
to something new every day. We work close with our engineers. So yeah, it's an exciting industry.
okay.
It needs one to be strong.
Okay. All right. So
Yeah.
strength is, but what has been your worst day in your job? One of the teens asked me to ask, what has been your worst day in the job? What would be a day, and is there anything that you think you could have done differently, or was it influenced by somebody else?
Mm,
And if
mm,
it
mm,
was,
mm.
but that has to be with work related. What has been the worst day in your
Yeah,
job so
yeah.
far?
My worst day was I think it happened a year after I've joined NHBRC. Remember, I had moved from a different, even though I'm still in the same industry, I have moved from sitting behind a drawing board, and now I am dealing with the builders. So at first, when I went and I encountered my challenge on site, I was intimidated by this
Okay.
builder whom was even close into hitting me
Sure.
because I requested him to cease construction. And it got so personal that he hit my car and I lost it at that very
Oh
moment. I
no.
cried. I
Sure.
cried. And then I called my manager right at that very instant. I told him
Mm,
that this has just happened.
mm, mm,
And he said, "Come to the office, Joy." And I was in tears.
mm,
And then he
mm,
said,
mm.
and it was actually the first time. new in the industry, and then first time this is happening. And then he sat down with me, and then he said, "You know what? You need to grow a thick skin.
Sure.
This place is not for sissies."
Mm, mm,
That's when and then that's when I actually realized, you know what? I need to stand firm in what I believe in. I mean, I know what is right, I know what is wrong. So I stood
mm.
firm. I grew that thick skin. It's even thicker now, you
Yeah.
know, with the experience. Otherwise,
Mm.
I've had my worst day. I remember, I don't even forget that. I think it was in 2014. Yeah.
Shoo, that was. But would you say then that in your job or in a career, one must expect that it's not always going to be rosy? And what has made you then stay in this career after so long?
It's not going to be rosy. I love what I do. I think that's what made me stay even more. I enjoy, I live. It's in me. It kept me grounded. So
Okay.
for me to stay in, I did not even see when someone asked me if it was not for construction, where would you be? I would probably be a chef. I would just probably
Really?
yeah, I'm a cook. So I'll probably be a chef, you know.
That is.
However,
Mm,
yeah, it's not an easy, it's not easy, but you
okay.
need, as soon as you start believing in yourself, you
Okay.
don't
All
need
right.
anyone's approval, but just believe in yourself. It's all in you.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. So believing in yourself. Now, one other thing that I want to then ask, what are the critical skills that are needed then in your job, to be able to do your job? What are some of the high school courses that they need? And in terms of their skills, what is the expectation that
Okay.
for them to make it?
Okay. In high school, it's maths and English,
Okay.
and then my architecture is in the design. It is now in the design industry. It
Okay.
is no longer under the engineering side of it. They've changed it like recently, so it's in the design. So you would need your maths, you would need your artwork, you would need to
Okay.
be able to draw. However, in the industry that I'm currently working in, you need to have a minimum national diploma in architecture, in
Okay.
civil engineering, in construction management, and yeah, in those fields. Then you can it's basically the building standards
Okay.
that one needs to know and understand.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Do you think that one needs to be like a critical thinker? Do you have to think on your feet? Do you need to be able to solve problems in order for you to do
Yes.
that? Or are those basically key aspects of that career?
Yes.
So you
Yes.
solve a
Yes.
lot of
Of course.
problems.
You solve a lot of problems. You deal with a lot of details, detailing drawings on site, the construction. It's yeah. You need to be hands on. You need to be on your feet to be able to think as well. Yeah.
Okay. Now, I think we were gonna draw to a close. If somebody is thinking of getting into this career that you are
Mhm.
in, and they're saying, I give me advice. What would be your best advice for that person? I've picked up the first one where you're saying, believe in yourself, believe that you
Mm,
can. I think the
mm,
second one was grow a thick skin. Be
mm,
able to take the challenges that
mm.
come to you. Be able to accept that there's going to be difficulties. What are some of the things that you would add on to the person who does that? I mean, who wants to get into that? Now, I would like to us to move when you've answered that, for you to move then to telling us about your love for trail running, your love for running, and for. I mean, I think um, you kind of alluded to it in the beginning, where you kind of spoke about how for you to stay sharp in your job, you feel you need that run, you feel you need to work out, so would you be able to, one, tell us what are some of the the advice that you want to give to that person, and then secondly, just take us into what you do. What is trail running? What does it do for you? How has your working out helped you?
I didn't. Okay, let's first deal with the first one. You might just need to come back with the second question because I didn't hear it clearly.
That's fine.
The advice that I would give to someone that wants to come in this industry is make sure that you are able to handle conflict, right?
Okay.
And make sure that you are able to stand tall and let your voice be heard. Always speak with confidence, because that's what I also believe that is actually made me stronger in this. And come, please. It's one industry that will not just fade. It's here.
I hear
Construction is
you.
here. We have a big land. There's still going to be construction happening, and yeah, and it can sustain you, So yeah, make your way this side of the world. It's amazing. Also, be patient. Yeah, you must learn to be patient because we actually deal with a lot of people that are coming from different backgrounds. It won't help for one to enforce when you can actually see that the builder doesn't understand what exactly, because we get people that actually register as builders and their background is IT. So we are there to assist them in making sure that the building regulation standard is being met. So you need to be a very patient person.
All right. Thank you. I think patience, we many of us need. We will need that skill of patience. A whole lot of us need that skill. But the second one that I wanted you to tap onto is, your running, your trail running. What has that done for you? How? I mean, you go by the the name Queen of Trail.
Queen of Trail, yes.
Yes. What has that done for you? Or how has it
Oh
impacted
my
your life?
goodness. Trail. I've started running as a road runner, and it was 2015 December, yes. And then I encountered a lot of injuries during my first year of running. And the one time I actually visited a podiatrist, he examined my foot, and then he said, Joy, you need to try trail. And at that stage, I did not even understand what trail is. Like, I'm just new into running. Now you are telling me big words, trail. Like, how on earth am I going to run up to the mountain when the road is just outside my doorstep? So, and he said, what I'm actually seeing here is how you are landing when you are running and how your foot is balancing. So I am picturing you mastering trail. Can you just give it a thought? And about 3 years later, I then ventured into trail. I started off by hiking up Platte Cliff in Table Mountain, and I fell in love with the nature. When you get on top of the mountain and then you actually see that it is actually not that high when you look down. So for me, trail keeps me grounded and it made my soul free. It keeps me meditating, and the bond that I get to connect with people and nature. So that's where I actually want to see black girls as well on trail. It is
Okay.
amazing. It is amazing. I
Yeah.
can't think of any better way to start my running career if it's not in the mountains.
But tell me, how has that affected you? What does the trail do for you? I hear in terms of your career and your life, how your life is now, when you work out versus when you don't work out. How were you during
Um,
lockdown period? How did it make you feel?
I I I almost lost it, you know. During lockdown, I kept running in the yard. Can you believe it? I remember running 42 kilometers in my backyard. The entire day I was running around. Yeah. I don't want to think about COVID. You know, when I think about COVID, it has actually ripped a lot of things in us.
I agree.
Um, Trail it gives me life. It connects me straight to God, the wonders of the world, the nature. When the Bible says God created heaven and the earth, I get to see that creation when I'm on the mountains, you know.
Wow.
And I always yearn to go to the highest peak just to see the view, the wonders, and to feel the nature. It moves me, it moves my soul.
Thank you. I want to ask one last thing. I'm actually looking at my. Do you feel you are making a difference in your job? You know, so we've looked at you as what you do. We've looked at how you spend your time, which is you try and make sure that you are balanced individual. And for those of you who don't know, Joy is also a Christian. And in fact, I didn't plan to ask you this question. I want to ask you now during the children and the people. During the month of Ramadan, you decided that you were going to fast for how many days? How many days? What is it? How many days was it, Joy?
It was the whole month.
So for a month.
It was the whole month, 32 days, yes.
32 days. And then you decided you were going to fast. What motivated that? What inspired that? And what did you get out of that?
Okay. Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I'm a very open-minded person. You know, I am that type where you say, you don't know it, try it, and then you will know. I'm that person where I would actually put myself in your shoes and then feel how you are feeling. Like I'm curious like that. That I want to actually see. So with the month of Ramadan, I've, I wanted to explore how they're doing this fasting, and amazingly, you know, as much as I am a Christian, and they were doing it was a period where they it's their holy month and so on. So for me, it was for me to explore, and I would say it now, I have never been so close to my God the way I did during the month of Ramadan. I have never prayed so much the way I prayed. I prayed to my God. We were praying 5 times a day. We would only eat in the morning and in the evening. During the day, and I did a dry fast. I didn't, because my
Wow.
friend whom invited me in this, she said, because it's your first time, maybe you can just try and break it at one. You break your Ramadan. I'm like, no, I want to do the full thing because I want to experience it. It was an amazing experience, and I would do it again.
And amazingly, you still said, I believe in my God, and you still stuck and remained true to your God, the one that you know. I remember we had this conversation when you finished with the fast and you said, look, I still choose my God over this. And during
I
this
still
time, it
choose
was
my
a time,
God.
and I think that is one thing about you and before we end off this broadcast, one of the reasons why I invited you, one is your dedication when you do something. When Joy does something, if you ask Joy to do something, she'll do it. She either does it or she doesn't do it. It's your dedication. I mean, I can you hear me? You can hear me now?
Okay, I hear now. Yeah.
Okay. So I'm saying it was your dedication. The way when you do something, you do it full on. Either it's done or it's not
Mm,
done, right? But
mm,
also your finishing spirit. Whatever you start, you finish. Whatever you get into, you finish. But also, you have got this adventurous spirit. The spirit that says, let's go. And that's why I'm glad we got to speak about the Ramadan one, that when you get into something, but when you got in with open eyes. You didn't just get in there blindfolded. You knew why you were going in, and you stuck to your guns. And so before this comes to an end, I just wanted to say, I think we salute women like you. We salute you. you know we salute you for being a woman from a Cape Town, in the beautiful street say, is it Sekhaelicha or NY?
Egugu lethu, egugu lethu.
Yes, from the beautiful streets zaseGugulethu, to come and say, I make a difference. I'm going to do something that matters. I'm going to be, my dream is that when a building stands, I would have vetted that building. Because in order for the building to have a go ahead, Ujoy has to actually say, it's ready, it's good, the owners can get in the building. Am I correct? All right. You are
That's
the one
correct.
who opens the gates or closes the gates. And for that, to have a woman do that, I think is no small thing. I mean, our mothers could, in the past, our ancestors, women were not able to drive. They were not able to go to school. What they were seen good for was just for them to have children and cook, and that's enough, you know. But you have come ahead and you have said, it doesn't matter. I believe that I can eat more, I can do more, and you went for it. And so I want to say we salute you. We honor women like you, and we thank you for for being trailblazers. Literally for going ahead of our young people and for showing them that it's possible. So thank you, Joy, for joining us, and thank you for your willingness to share your journey. That it wasn't a straightforward easy journey, but you stuck to it. And for making sure that our young people know that it's open. I mean, the engineering or the building industry is open for business always. It just needs people to be willing to join. With that, please give us your final words. Anyone who's got questions for Sis Joy, that over and above the questions that you guys gave to me that I haven't asked, please send them to me in the next 5 minutes. We're going to be saying goodbye. And then I just wanted to have her final words or anything that she wants to share that I may not have covered, and that she wants to share with you. And then we are able to then take any questions if there are some, or then we will say goodbye. Joy, over to you.
All right.
Anything?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for the beautiful words you've just shared. They are beautiful. I don't even know what to say now after those words. To the young teens, it's okay not to be okay, right? Try and strive and be your grandmother's wildest dreams. When I'm seated here, my mom is so proud of me. I am not perfect. I have sinned. But what I always come back is to, God first. Whatever I do in my life, I must always think of God first. Will God be pleased of the choices I make? Is He really pleased of what I do? So always, always, always remember your God. And the world out there is brutal, and the devil, the lion is rolling, seeking whom he may devour. So try and hold on to your God as your protection. And yeah, to the career, make sure whatever career path you choose the right one. You may want to change in the first year. Maybe you'll realize that you are it's not your one. But as long as that conscience comes on time, just make sure that you come back before it's even too late. However, strive to do better. Always, always do your best. Always do your best. Give your best in everything that you do. At the end of the day, your name will always shine. So yeah, go out there and fight, fight.
Thank you so much. Oh, thank you. I like the last part where you say fight, fight, fight. Um, Joy, I'm going to let you go, but I think we've got to highlight to our young people that the road less traveled yields great results. We found that, and I said this I think last week as well, that we are in the era of quick fixes, of quick money, of quick everything.
Hey, hey.
Everybody wants a quick body. Summer bodies now.
Mm,
People are suddenly waking up and they're thinking, "Yo, it's summer. I want a summer body," and then there's going to be quick fixes coming up. So I think we need to
mm.
highlight, and you have just actually highlighted with the last statement, that fight, fight, fight. But you don't get into the ring if you're going to fight and think that immediately it's going to
Things will
be
be in place.
yes, it's going to be a win situation. There's got to be so many fights that go on. There's going to be so many things that
Mm,
happen. Sometimes you're going to feel like you're losing, but you don't give up. Sometimes you're going to feel like
mm.
it's not working, but in that, God is still on your side, and He's fighting and He's working to be on your side with every single blow that you think you are getting. And so I thank you for the last part that you put in there, and you then highlighted and you said, and I think I want to put up what Anita has said here, and she says, "Thank you, give your best in all that you do." And I think if there's one thing that you've highlighted also, is that you give your best, you give your ultimate best, and that ultimate best then is what is going to set you up, so that when your name is mentioned, they mention
Yes.
it with a smile, that there's people have got good things to say about you because of your work, and that your work precedes you, that your work goes before you,
Mm.
before so that one day when they look and they see, hey, the building is collapsing, they'll be able to say, Joy probably didn't do that. Joy wasn't there.
Yeah,
If Joy was there, the building wouldn't collapse. So if anything, young people today, even with your studies, even with whatever work you choose to do today, whatever path you choose, make sure you do your best. Make sure you give your best. Make sure
true.
that it's the road that's less traveled. When people are saying, let's take shortcuts, don't take shortcuts. I mean, Usis Joy could have said, okay, that 1 year, I've done 1 year. It's not, my parents have paid so much money. I'm just going to find a job and make money. A lot of people have done that in the past, and now they are crying. They wish they had actually taken the longer road. They'd
Mm.
taken the road less traveled. But if you stand by and you see your work to finish, you will be happy with the rewards. You'll be happy with, I mean, to end off, then Joy has traveled the world and is continuing to travel the world, and she sees Guti, there's a marathon somewhere. She decides she's going to go and have that, and she goes, where was the last place you went, Joy, to run overseas?
I did Dubai
Dubai.
Marathon, actually, just before COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, she decided there's a race, and then she gets in and she goes. She can afford to do those things now because she took the road less traveled. So if you
Less
want to
traveled.
enjoy your best life as well, choose the road less traveled, because there's no traffic. Believe it or not, the road
Mm-mm.
less traveled, there's no traffic. I'm not busy. It's not busy there. Many
Mm.
people want the congested N2. They want to travel by the N2 straight. Choose the road less traveled, and may
Hey,
it be that God will bless each and every one of you, and that He will help you to make the best career choice for yourself. That whatever you need to pursue, just know if Mrs. Joy could do it, you too can do it, because she's made of flesh and blood. just like
So
you.
true.
She has had to push hard, just like you. She's had her ups and downs, just like you. But in the end, she looks back and she says, I wouldn't have it any other way. I would still be where I am today. May God bless each and every one of you. And I pray that
Okay.
you found something and you picked something from today, from her life story, and that in the end, grace will abound and cover you. Sis Joy, can I ask you, while we still have you, to pray for our young people? Just for our young people, and
Okay.
pray. I know some of them are busy with assessments, and we've got matrics that we'll be writing very soon. May I ask you to pray for them, that God covers them through this period?
Okay. Must stand us. Our Heavenly Father, we come before you, dear Lord, this afternoon in your blessed Sabbath day, dear Lord. We want to thank you, Miss Olungleyo, for your love. We want to thank you for your mercy, dear Lord. Undeserving, Miss Olungleyo, as we are, we still call ourselves your sons and daughters, Miss Olungleyo. Kuyinxa yothando lwakho, kuyinxa yenceba zakho, Miss Olungleyo. Nabantwana bethu ke Thixo wam, bakhula meselungileyo bejonge koosisi babo. Khawusenze imisebenzi sibe yimizekelo, Thixo wam. Khawusenze imiselungileyo sibe sisibane, miselungileyo. Khawusombathise ngengubo yakho ebubele, ke Thixo wam. Bancinci miselungileyo in their teens, ke miselungileyo. Zininzi miselungileyo izinto, ii-challenges that they come across with, miselungileyo. We've all been there, dear Lord. Amaxesha atshintshile ke miselungileyo. Nguwe umdali wabo, nguwe miselungileyo nobonayo phambili. Khawube nabantwana bakho kaloku nje. Khawubafihle miselungileyo, ubaphephise kwisandla songendawo. Khawubenze miselungileyo, ubakhumbuze uba miselungileyo uba usenguThixo nakaloku nje ke miselungileyo. Akho nto wena ikufihlileyo, akho nto ikusitheleyo ke miselungileyo. Khawube nabo kaloku nje. Khawubavule iingqondo zabo miselungileyo as they prepare their final assessments ke miselungileyo. Lo unyaka ka-2021, a lot of challenges they have been through, miselungileyo. Ukufika kwe-COVID ke miselungileyo, they are still meeting with the terms, miselungileyo, of the pandemic ke Thixo wam. Khawube nabo ke miselungileyo. Some have been affected, some have been infected. Khawubaphe amandla emandleni, ubaphe inceba ke miselungileyo, ubaphe miselungileyo ukomelela, so that dear Lord bayazi into yobana ababodwa, wena Thixo usoloko unabo kubo ke miselungileyo. Khawube nabazali babo miselungileyo as well, Thixo wam, xa bezamazamayo miselungileyo, ubakhulise ngendlela erayithi ke miselungileyo. Khawubaphe amandla, ubaphe umonde nabo ke miselungileyo. Ubaphe i-patience ke Thixo wam, bayazi ekugqibeleni izinto miselungileyo zenziwa nguwe ke Thixo. Khawube nathi kaloku nje nakunozandile ndimshiye ngasemva mise, siyakubulela ngaye Thixo wam. She's a blessing ebomini bethu ke miselungileyo. Siyambona umntwana wakhe ekhula ngakumbi kuwe ke Thixo. Khamphe amandla emandleni ke miselungileyo. Khamphe amandla, umphe umonde ke miselungileyo, nengqondo evulekileyo ephangaleleyo ke miselungileyo. Khawube nathi kaloku nje. Ndiyakubulela ngeli thuba lilodwa uthe wandipha lona uba ndikwazi uthetha nabantwana bakho. Ingake miselungileyo bavile ke Thixo wam. Khawusebenze ke kwezo ntliziyo zabo ke Thixo njengoThixo. Siyazi ke miselungileyo into yobana izigqibo ngezakho ke Thixo. Khawube nathi kaloku nje, usikele usithamsanqelise ndawoninye nokuxolwa kwamatyala ethu. Ndiyathandaza. Amen.
Amen. Amen. Thank you so much. Oh, may God bless you. May God bless you so much, Joy, abundantly, above and beyond anything you could ever ask, think, or imagine. God bless you, Sis One.
Thank you.
Okay. Bye. Everyone, thank you so much for joining us. May God bless you. May God cover each and every one of you. We'll see you next week. Next weekend, we are hoping to be able to bring back Jane. Remember, we couldn't bring Jane in because we had connection issues. Somehow, the enemy seems to be fighting. But we're hoping to bring Jane in. If not, we will communicate with you who we are bringing in next week. But until next time, God bless you, God keep you, and may you be well in your respective areas and have a great week. Goodbye, everyone. Thank you.